Well, John, tell me about that photo in your background.
What? Oh, wait a minute. There is no photo in the background.
Now, this one is taken when I had dropped my glasses and I couldn't see anything. My autofocus was off. Hey, I've
Uh,
got a real short one for today.
okay.
Um, I was thinking back about when I was a kid, and I often talk about I had the Time Life series,
Uh,
those silver bound books that
yep.
had the best printing I had ever seen
So
in
good.
a photo book. It almost was like when I print on platinum paper, it's meant for
Yeah.
glossy inks, and I printed it with a matte ink. There's this flatness to it. And
Yep.
that's how those books felt. And there were images that I loved and images that I didn't love,
Yep.
uh, images that I was drawn to and images that I wasn't drawn to.
Was it?
And I've gotten this thought that there are images that we may love to look at, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to create those types of images, that our vision might be something completely different. So you can enjoy one type of work, but you love creating another.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
and
that makes sense. I'm just thinking that through. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. I don't know where to go with it, but there, to me, there is a distinction. Now, sometimes maybe the ones we like to look at are the same ones we like to create. But there are many, when I was looking at images from out of Chicago, there were many images that were beautiful. And I'll give one example. There were many dunes in color that I loved. I loved the shape, it was such delicate tones, completely different than any kind of work I may want to do
Yeah.
or have a vision for. So I don't know where to go with that,
Well,
what
but
it's
what
for.
let me see if I can help. What I hear you saying is that there's a difference between following your vision and just enjoying art or enjoying looking at art or looking and I think it can be broadened out into it doesn't need to be just images, other images from out of Chicago or wherever, but you can be totally enamored with, let's say, going to a museum and looking at incredible sculptures. Doesn't mean that's gonna affect your vision necessarily for how you want your photography to look.
Well, I think a practical application of this thought is last week we showed my friends blue images. I love them. I
Yeah,
really love them. But that's not my vision.
right.
So I can enjoy them, but it doesn't mean you have to imitate them because you enjoy them. Still pursue your vision. And I want to talk about another thought about looking at images. You've said to me many times when I talked about photographic celibacy, but Cole, you've even admitted that you looked at all of these works of Weston,
Yep.
uh,
A.
Ansel
Adams.
Adams,
Yep.
Paul Strand,
Yep.
Win Bullock, all of those. And so that's now a part of your vision. And I guess that's true because everything we think about and look at is part of
Yep.
our vision. But I don't think that I've created these images because I looked at those dark images. I think I was drawn to look at those images because that's what my vision was. It didn't shape my vision. My vision compelled me to find images that I, I'm
Interesting.
basically saying Win Bullock, that photo of the dark image with the naked woman and the
Yep.
pale naked woman and the pale baby, that is an amazing image. I'm drawn to it because that's my vision.
Right. That's how you, and
Yeah,
so what I hear you saying is your vision was always there and it just happened to, it's almost like the rule discussion we have where, oh, you just happen to follow the rule of thirds with that image. Your images happen to be similar to Win Bullock's, not because Win Bullock influenced you to do that,
right.
but that's always been. It was almost like if you had 100 pictures, lay them out, and you would have gone right to that image because of the contrast, because of the deep blacks, the bright whites, and all that you love to do in your photographs. You would have just gone
Yep.
right to that image in the
Yeah.
hundred.
So they didn't form my image. I was drawn to, and when you look at the images I was drawn to as a kid, they followed that Win Bullock. I think it was Win Bullock's image, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Formula of a very dark image with little shadow detail with these stark, bright subjects. That's just how I see. So there's
Yeah.
another.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have a funny feeling we're going to get some comments on this. That's if people watch long enough, but to get to this part. But I bet there's going to be some comments that are going to go like this. I think you're just trying to justify your position.
Well, no, I admit that everything that we consume impacts our vision, but I am convinced that didn't form my vision. I was drawn to it because of my vision. And
Yeah.
just like when I talk about in my presentation 10 things I've learned in 50 years, 55 years, when I look back at those images created at age 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, those 5 year period, I can see now I had a vision. I
Yes.
didn't know what a vision was. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know the word, but I
Yeah.
see it clearly now. That childlike creativity that was beat out of me through self doubt,
Yeah.
thinking I wasn't creative, following what everyone else did, the conventions. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting thoughts.
okay.
I look forward to the comments from our viewers, and thanks for following along, folks.